back with another episode of Wake
Your Game Up!
Yeah, we nailed it. Nailed it. How y'all doing, fellas? Top of the morning.
Morning, Boggy. Morning, Spencer. Morning, Kidder.
Yeah, doing well. Y'all can't complain, you know.
Some of us. What are we? Are we international yet on this channel? We got people in the European countries and Asian countries.
Canada.
Yeah, shout out to Marco from the future.
Oh, Marco from the future. What's up, man?
Yeah, I don't know if he's here this morning, but I know he's tapped in. I've seen him on the channel before.
I ain't seen that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, we're worldwide, though, y'all. Yeah, shout out to everyone watching, not just across the country, but across the world. We're live. Wake your game up, man.
And shout out to all the Canadians.
Every week. Yes, we're
America
live each
doesn't
and
hate
every
you,
week.
just Drake.
Right? He's ashamed of where he's from. Oh, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Tuesdays and Friday morning, y'all, we're live every morning here. Wake your game up. We're doing our division preview series. First division we're previewing here is, or not first division, third division. We previewed so far the AFC East and the AFC West. So now we are on to the AFC North because we're going to wait on the AFC South. We can't do the AFC South without our man Miles Peacock. By the way, shout out to neonpeacockmerch.com.
Yeah.
Make sure they head on over there.
Sponsor.
For all the dopest merch. So y'all want to play the commercial? I got it queued up in here.
Run that beautiful bean footage,
all
man.
All right, let's run it, man. Shout out to our guy, Peacock.
Shout out to our future sponsor, Baked Beans. What's that thing?
Blue Runner, Bush is who we gonna get, yeah.
And Whataburger. We're getting all the sponsors.
Yeah, we're gonna get them all. We're gonna get them all. But let's shout out our OG sponsor first.
Yeah. Hey, Lee, let him everybody peep Lee joint. He rocking the joint, one of the brand new joints that's available now on neonpeacockmerch.com.
Oh, a drip, boy.
Yeah. Everybody be sure to sign
It
up.
even looks blinging on the print. Like I'm looking on the camera, it looks like it's shiny.
It's actual diamond.
Yeah, he's got a chain on. Are you rocking the chain there? That's a fat chain, bro.
That shit hard.
He's the
I got my order coming in on Wednesday. I'm gonna be rocking it on that show.
Hey,
right on.
Artist to the label. He got the chain. He got the biggest chain on. He the first one signed.
He
got a bigger chain than Corky Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I got to get Peacock to make me one where it's like Mr. T, hella chains.
Hella chains.
Yes.
Hella.
What are you in a couple layers, Bogey?
You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, and the web and on that preview, you could see that the website gives you customization, so you don't have to have that blue shirt because it looks like a Colts shirt to me right now. Sometimes looking at it real quick, I'm like,
it looks like a horseshoe.
He's looking like he's a Colts fan all of a sudden, but no, I mean, you can customize the colors. I was able to get the Sauce shirt. You probably saw it on the preview right there. I got that in green and black, so that's probably what, that's going to be like a game day essential for me.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, that's dope. Let's shout out the chat, though, fellas. We got some good homies up in here. Chaotic, what up, K?
What up,
She was the first one in here. Shout out to Chaotic. Good morning from Florida. Yes, indeed.
Florida for love.
Repping Florida. Yep. And the AFC South, our goal is to do that one tomorrow night, assuming Peacock's available. We'll do that as a Playmakers episode, Real Fantasy Playmakers, Wednesday evening tomorrow. assuming everyone can rock. So it's tentative, but most likely tomorrow night, AFC South. Emil up in here. What up, Emil?
What up, Canada? Stand up. Look at we're international.
Yeah, we're already in. There we go. We got Emil. Okay, I forgot Emil was from Canada. And yeah, my apologies, Emil, about last night. That chat they were bugging. Those weren't my people. Those were from the guests. They were just they were tripping. So
we had some toxicity.
Yeah, a lot of toxicity. Yeah, but they won't be back. They were just. That's why I let it slide, because it was just a one-time thing. If it was something more, I'd have blocked them. But I was like, they ain't going to come back. And sure enough, they left. I just ignored them. That's why I told him. I was like, don't even worry about them, bro. Just let them talk their bullshit. What up, Derek, bro?
Salute. What up, Derek? Salute.
Salute. Derek always up in here. Salute, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you,
Yep. And we got Fresh up in here. Shout out to Fresh MGC.
It went fresh.
Oh yeah, always fresh, man. We always gotta stay fresh, man. Shit, I got the Heisman drip and the New York. Shout out to Hess.
Yep. Shout out to the Cannabis Guardian Angel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, and Josh. Can't forget Josh. What up, bro?
Good morning, Josh.
Yeah,
we got football Thursday.
Morning, Josh.
Yes. Oh, Hall of Fame game. Yep, you're right, Lee. Hall of Fame game.
You know what's hella crazy? I'm so excited, right? Every year I get so excited, and I watch that first minute of the Hall of Fame game, and you remember, this is ass.
Exactly. Yeah.
These are fantasy relevant players. You're like, man, they're all gonna get cut next week.
I always remember that Hall of Fame game where they let Josh Jacobs play, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god!" They were all like,
"Top 3 RB
that year."
Right. Everyone was dropping him down their board. Oh man, if he played in the Hall of Fame game, that means he got dropped on the depth chart.
Najee played in that game too.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe running backs get treated a little different. And yeah, because quarterbacks, there's going to be no quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, though, is saying he wants to play, but they ain't letting it. He ain't playing in that shit.
He's like, I got to show off my new nails.
Right?
Color is going to
He got
so on the weekend wrap-up, we did a segment about Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's supposed to be having a nail care coming out, for fingernail polish and stuff.
Okay.
Like that. So,
hey, real players get manis and petties though. You feel me? We ain't getting our nails done, but we getting them clean and nice, ready for the women's. You know what I'm talking about?
Said that Caleb Williams is going to be the first NFL player that Dwayne was fingernail care line. Man, that's
hey, look at I will say in his defense, I would want my quarterback to take real good of his hands. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Pause.
Yep. Hell yeah. So yeah, AFC North, fellas. Burning questions, Lee. What you got for us? So you want to start with the Ravens?
See, we got on my agenda this morning.
Let's start with the AFC North champions. The AFC North division champions.
All right. So with Joey Burrow back, is this the Bengals year?
Wait, the Ravens, bro. AFC North champions. We'll get the Bengals next.
Take two.
That's the most pressing thing we need to know.
Live TV, people. Live TV. Bear with us.
Let's start off with.
We're starting off with the Ravens. Can you hear us? No, we're starting off with the Ravens, Lee. Can you hear us? We're starting off with the Ravens.
I got you. Hold on.
Okay, cool. All right. Just making sure you can hear. Because we're going with the Ravens.
Take 3.
Will Lamar exercise his demons?
There it is.
And will Lamar exercise his demons in the playoffs and go further this year?
Good question. Good question.
Who want to run with this one first?
I mean,
ahead,
we're talking about playoffs, and it hasn't even gotten to the goddamn Hall of Fame game. Come on,
that's a burning question.
Let's temper expectations. I mean, let's give him all due respect because he's the reigning
MVP.
NFL MVP, right? Yeah. But we can't predict what the team does. This is a team game, so getting that far into the playoffs and giving themselves a chance, Lamar's going to do everything he needs to get them there, and that's inevitable. Like if he's on the field, he's trying to win. We're not arguing that. The team in general, they lost some pieces. The rest of the division has gotten better in my opinion, and I just don't like playing the playoff scenarios this early.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem playing playoff scenarios week 5 with a little, with a little understanding where everybody's at health-wise, skill-wise, record-wise, all that stuff has to come to fruition.
Take
Come
4. Can Lamar double back as MVP? Can he go back to back?
Yes.
The regular season award for sure. But if we see what he did his last game, and his last game wasn't but 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, the way that the Chiefs kept everything in front of him and didn't allow him to get behind them, I don't think his games takes that next step for if they get to the NFC or the AFC championship. He's going to get over the hump.
They went to the title game last year though, correct? Right?
Yeah. They went to the title game against the Chiefs. My take on it is
the game will be the Super Bowl. So whatever the question was, is he going to be able to get over the hump? And I don't think for him, what we seen 5-6 months ago, I don't think it's going to be able to take that next step going into this season. If they do get to the playoffs, he's not going to be the reason why they get over the hump.
It might be Derrick Henry, right? That's how I feel about it. Like when we have a guy that we can just pound the rock with, and we get into the goal line as frequently as the Ravens do, and they got somebody that's exponentially better than Gus Edwards. I mean, really?
We're going from a bus to a tractor.
And look how successful that guy was. So the team might not have to kick as many field goals anymore, And they were already one of the league leaders in touchdown percentage in the red zone.
They always had one of the higher scorers.
And they got Mark Andrews is back healthy for the whole season. That's going to be another playmaker. And then Zay Flowers is no longer a rookie. And
there's no more OBJ clogging it all up too.
Yeah, I mean, like I could see them getting to the playoffs and doing things differently. The Chiefs there's a reason why they're always in the AFC Championship.
I know, I hate them, right?
Yeah. My take before we move on to the fantasy part of Ravens here, my take is that this whole deal is like, I mean, Lamar is important for sure, but I think a lot of this comes down to how dominant their defense can be. How far can their defense take them? Because Lamar, let's be real, in the playoffs, Lamar is just kind of more of like a game manager, it seems like, because he's at his best whenever the defense and the run game are going. I feel like the one that it's more, this question, I feel like would be more fitting for the Bills and Josh Allen, because I feel like the Bills, they're going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them. That's all on the Stallion's shoulders, bro. Where the Ravens, bro, like that's a balanced team, especially now they got Derrick Henry. Lamar, if they're going to be at their best, Lamar needs to fall back. Like Lamar if Lamar goes back-to-back MVP, I actually think that's kind of bad for them because that means he's having to do too much to where if he's just kind of just only throws for like 3,000, like and Derrick Henry's going crazy, the defense is going crazy, that actually to me bodes better for the Ravens' long-term outlook because I think maybe Lamar could carry him in one, maybe two playoff games, but if there's no way he can carry a team on his back the whole way to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, though, the Stallion, bro, like he's the one. He's the one that can do it. Where like, I mean, Lamar and even Joe Burrow. I mean, you know, the Bengals when Joe Burrow was just more like, he did his thing, but he was like, he wasn't putting up crazy numbers. A lot of times it comes down to defense, run game, and special teams, bro. I mean, look at the Bengals kicker that year, Money McPherson. I mean, special teams, like the year with the Chargers, Lee. I hate to bring it up, but number one offense, number one ranked defense, 32 ranked special teams.
Justin Tucker is usually one of the higher scoring players in the entire league, but like they also are one of
that's a big thing. Yeah, they have an elite
but
kicker.
They go for it a lot on fourth.
Because John Harbaugh, crazy John Harbaugh.
Like that kind of dampered their kicking game just a little bit because they're like, fuck it, we're scoring. We're not just kicking field goals now.
Plug up in here. What up, Plug? Plug. And Peacock. We ran the commercial just now, Peacock.
Yeah.
That shit went hard.
Run it again.
Yeah. we will we'll run it again at the halfway point. We'll do it halfway at the half after we get through the Bengals and then when we close the show.
Yeah, man.
We'll run it 2 more times. Hell yeah. So, but yeah, as far as Ravens fantasy, y'all, Lamar, how we feel about Lamar? I mean, shoot, JD, I remember you drafted Anthony Richardson over Lamar in the mock. So with Derrick Henry there, does that help or hurt Lamar for fantasy this year, y'all think?
Oh, it don't hurt Lamar at all because Lamar has been. I mean, we just seen the
Between the 20s.
MVP season out of him.
And Dennis,
100%.
what up, bro?
What up, Denny?
Don't nothing stop Lamar but Lamar, especially in the regular season, bro. He's the most electric player in the league, 100%.
Hey, and like, I do buy into that they have a solid new run game with the King, aka Tractorcito, and then you got Lamar has shed about 15 pounds, and if that makes him any faster than he already was, because boy is elusive. He's like, I mean, like, you remember how the Predator got the little invisibility thing on the little wristband thing?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how he is. We'll just, oh, he's over here now. He's over here now. Like, you know what I mean? And what you can't touch, you can't hit. And I think that's always been his thing, is that he gets rough in between the tackles, you know what I mean? But if now you got a solid run game to open it up, we might see a lot more of Lamar between the 20s, even though we're already accustomed to that. I'm just saying, like, this is going to help him with that. When you have a run game like that and you run the RPO, bro, that's going to open it up for the quarterback to carry that ball. One more thing I want to add is I think when you see that Lamar's throwing 4 picks in practices last week, it also means like, oh, he's not bad. They're trying new things out. We might see him take to the air a little more. You know what I mean?
I think they go deep more with Zay Flowers this year.
What up, Bakes?
What's up,
What up, Bakes?
And then you got to think though, if he's practicing against the number 1 defense as well, it also makes him better because he's not playing against number 1 defense every week, even though it's the NFL. He practicing against one of the best defense in the league every day, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, question. What about the loss of Queen? Is that devastating to that side of the ball? Because he was an absolute dog.
That's a good question.
I mean, they still got Roquan, and then Trenton Simpson should do good. The thing I'm a little concerned about with Baltimore is their offensive line. Will their offensive line be as good? Because they lost a couple starters from last year, and they signed the King Henry. They didn't really get to replace those guys. I mean, they promoted from within, and normally John Harbaugh always puts together an elite offensive line, but they might not be quite as strong as usual. But I think the linebackers will be just fine because, as Emil said, they got Roquan and then Trenton Simpson, the guy they drafted. They draft really well on defense. To me, their defense should be just fine because they got Matabuki leading the defensive line, and you got the secondary with Kyle Hamilton, the young bull, and the cornerbacks with Humphrey leading it, and Nate Wiggins, the rookie. Yeah, Eddie Jackson's a hitter. So, I mean, I think the thing with Baltimore, it's deeper than Lamar. I think Lamar, it's just like for fantasy, though. I mean, we're talking fantasy here. Lamar, I think, is just pretty steady. Like, you know what you're going to get from Lamar. I don't think he'll be quite up there with the Stallion and Hurts, but I think he'll do enough to sneak a top 5 finish. You know, he's one of those guys that we just got to accept the fact that Lamar is never going to be a truly elite passer, but because he can run so much and he has a big arm.
Like with Lamar, if anything happens to Lamar, who's the backup?
Josh Johnson. They lost Tyler Huntley to Cleveland, so it's Josh Johnson now.
Yeah. And that's
been with Harbaugh on and off.
We've seen him, right?
Yeah, for that organization, Josh Johnson is a nice little piece to have in the background.
He's a legend.
He's
a journeyman. He's been played like 10
the whole team stink because those guys are the ones that are practicing against.
Oh, Josh Johnson played in the NFC title game.
Yeah, that's what I just said, bro.
Yeah, he did, bro. Yep. And they drafted a guy named Devin Leary late in the 6th round, and they have an undrafted free agent.
There's going to be an asterisk somewhere in the Hall of Fame after it's all said and done that Josh Johnson played for every team.
Yeah, he's gonna beat Fitzmagic. He's gonna beat Fitzmagic's record for most teams played for.
I almost feel worried if Josh Johnson's on the roster, man, because he finds a way into that starting lineup. So everybody just make sure you handcuff Lamar. It happens, bro.
Yeah, but I got Josh Johnson. I don't even have Lamar in a dynasty league, but I picked up a bunch of the like backup quarterbacks that weren't picked up. Shout out to Stevie B for bringing up that tip. He was like, if you're in a deep dynasty, if they have any number 2 quarterbacks on waivers, pick all of them up. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. I just saw Stevie B do that in one of our leagues the other night. He picked up a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's because that's smart. That's smart. They shouldn't be on there 100%. Yep.
Yeah, don't roster a bunch of defensive linemen. Go ahead and get you some actual pieces that could potentially be worthwhile.
Yeah, backup quarterbacks and then third and fourth string running backs.
Running backs,
yep.
That's another thing he always talks about is just load up on those running backs.
Yep. Yeah, because you never know who might get their number called.
Everybody be sure to check out Dynasty Life Fantasy Football on YouTube, man. It's a good follow.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, he's helped me get my dynasty game up a lot for sure. Because
he'll be on here too eventually. You know what I mean? You know,
I just need to do a quick mic check. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, you're good, kiddo.
Oh, okay, good.
What was that?
My earpiece, it just died on me. So, yeah.
Yeah, you straight.
Oh, okay. You're fine.
Does it sound good?
You sound good. You don't sound as loud as before, but you still sound good. You're not like staticky or robot queefy or anything like that.
Robot queefy. That's a funny.
I like the robot parts. It's funny.
Yeah. And all right, running game. Let's move on now to King Henry, bro, leading that shit. No more Gus Bus, no more JK. The depth charts right now. The King Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, but he's on the PUP list. Probably not going to be ready for week 1. Then the rookie 5th rounder, Rasheen Ali.
What is he, like 5'8", 200, something like that? He's
I think he's a wee little man, I'm pretty sure. And then Owen Wright, a veteran that they picked up. And then Chris Collier, an undrafted free agent. So how are we feeling about the Ravens backfield with the King leading the charge?
Oh,
steady.
Real quick, you got like a fan on, kiddo? Is there like a fan on? It sounds like something's blowing on the mic. Pause.
Yeah, we got a wind tunnel going.
Yeah.
That's a sensitive mic because I got my fan on, but damn, you call it a wind tunnel.
Yeah, now I don't hear it anymore now that you moved it.
Okay, the King. Oh,
they better hope he stays healthy because I mean he's a savage with the depth behind him. That's terrible. They've got no depth.
You don't like Justice Hill?
No, not as a workhorse, bro. Because if King Henry goes down, they're going to be really relying on him. They better hope Keaton Mitchell gets healthy pretty quick. Well, that's because Keaton Mitchell was a dog. Like if Keaton Mitchell can get back, that might save him. But the problem is he's coming off a major injury. He's probably not going to be ready at this point.
Season 2. It was
late.
It's late in the season, exactly.
Yeah, I think they said week 6 he'll be back, Mitchell.
Yeah, if they're lucky. I mean, he is young, so I mean, the younger you are, the chances are you'll heal faster. Notice, actually, though, check this out, y'all. This Rasheen Ali, he's not as much of a wee little man
like
as we're.
20, right?
He's 5'11", 209, so he's not huge, but he's solid. He's solid. He's not some wee little man. No, if he walked in the room, he would be. You would not want to fight him. He would kick your ass.
I got a problem with him.
What?
What's up, Ollie?
What's up, Ollie?
I know, right?
I got a problem with him, bro. I remember. Oh, you with the ops now?
Chris B, what up, Pop?
No.
What's up, Dad? Top of the morning.
Yep, better handcuff QBs and RBs. Yep, them is facts.
Yeah. Right, Pops.
Yeah, I would say if you have the King Henry, handcuff him with Justice Hill and Keaton, bro, or Rasheen Ali. Try to get as many of them as possible. I think I got Rasheen Ali on a taxi squad somewhere. So I think
we're talking dynasty. Rasheen Ali has already been drafted, and because that's I think he was probably like in a rookie draft, probably like round 3 on average. Yeah, he's a nice piece.
Shout out Terminex real quick, man. That's gonna be one of our future sponsors. They're over here spraying the house down. Terminex, give me money.
Don't give them too much pub yet. They're not our sponsor yet.
No, I got all kind of deals in the works.
We gotta make sure that if we give them free advertising, then they're just gonna be like, well, how do we need to pay them? They're just already advertising. But Rasheen Ali, I mean, he could maybe be a deep sleeper. It's just like, let me look up his college stats real quick. He went to Marshall. That's a Sun Belt school. It's a shout out to my Raging Cajuns.
So what? Oh, okay, that's what the Sun Belt is. Okay.
Yeah, the Sun Belt Conference. They produced some pretty good running backs. Elijah Mitchell. Who
was that?
Randy Moss.
Yeah, I think that was Randy.
Oh, Randy went there.
Yeah, they weren't a Sun Belt school back then, but that's where Randy went.
Randy.
Yep, my fucking internet would load. This shit's Matrix
I think it's safe to say the Ali kid will eventually be the guy to have, if anything, God forbid, fantasy, God forbid,
for real,
happened to the King.
Fantasy, God forbid. I like that. Check this shit out, man. Rasheen Ali. Last season, over 1,000 in 12 games, 1,135 on 212 attempts, 5.4 a carry, 15 tugs, 28 catches, 213 through the air, and a tug through the air.
Like a baby tractor.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I like this kid, bro. This shit, this Rasheen Ali, bro. If he's floating on any waivers in your league, go get him right now. I mean, there's no way he's available in any dynasty league, but any redraft league where he's floating around, go scoop him as a deep handcuff, because I think I like this profile. I didn't realize this. He's got size, college resume. He's got all you could ask for.
You ain't lying, bro.
Yeah, one of the most important stats that I heard you say is that the 212 carries, that shows that he can carry the ball for the whole season.
Right, and he can catch because the year before he got hurt, but 2021 he had an even better season. He had 250 carries, 1,401 yards, 23 tugs, 46 receptions, and 342 receiving yards.
I'm the great
numbers.
Yay.
I think if he walks in the room, I ain't starting shit with him, bro.
Bro. Rasheen Tatiana Ali. Is that really his name, or is Peacock just talking shit? Let's see.
Bust down, Tatiana.
Yeah, I think he's talking shit. Yeah.
Hey,
that'd be funny, bro.
Hey, for those
Tatiana Ali,
that's
bro.
Ashley from Fresh Prince.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was like, there's no way that's his name. That boy talking shit. That'd be so funny. His parents really like Fresh Prince. Oh my god!
I'm gonna name my actually, I don't know if I'm having any more kids in the future.
I was gonna say you got plenty, folks.
I'm surprised neither of you have done.
I'm naming him Fresh Prince,
Snipperoo or whatever,
Twist
it up or snip it up or whatever you want to decide on. It's up to you. But
look, bro, if you get snipped, this might sound like TMI, but if you get snipped, it's not like you don't bust a load. It's not like dust coming out. You know what I mean?
And you're not out of commission for too long, I don't think, anyways. I know. I feel like the lady gets out of commission for a long time if she has to have that one done. Well, if they're up in there twisting it up, tying it in a knot.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times if a couple wants to not have kids, if the man gets it done, because I think it's harder for the woman.
I got some breaking news.
All right, go ahead, Lee, before we get too far down that rabbit hole.
Wilson from Michigan just got carted off for the Steelers.
Who?
Oh, that's a big blow.
Are you serious? The linebacker?
No, the receiver.
Oh yeah.
That sucks because that means they're going to have to be stuck with Allen Robinson as a starter.
No, it's Van Jefferson now. It's not even A-Rob. It's Van Jefferson.
That's still gross, man. Yeah. God damn.
Van Jefferson, bro.
That deep pass that Justin Fields threw, that's who caught the ball was Van Jefferson.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Tino.
What about Roman Wilson?
What up, Tino?
I like Roman Wilson.
Are we on the Steelers right now?
No. Yeah. Well, no, not yet. We're getting to them last. We got the Bengals next.
Okay.
Lee was just breaking some news for us. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For the Bengals, how confident with Joe Mixon gone to the Texans? Are we confident in Chase Brown and Zach Moss?
Or maybe the other way around, Zach Moss.
All right, yeah, let's jump to the Bengals because I'll be real. I don't like the Ravens receivers. I wasn't going to but yeah, Zay Flowers, other than him, the rest of them suck. So let's move on.
Mark
Andrews. Walker, shout out.
Well, Mark Andrews, I mean, we all know what Mark Andrews is. I mean,
most people play tight end.
Only beginners would need a lesson on Mark Andrews. We're savages out here. So yeah, let's move on to the Bengals, fellas.
Hopefully we got Mark Bad Andrews this year, you know what I mean? Because he is a very efficient guy.
Yeah, he'll be all right. So for the Bengals, though, I think well, I heard about this, Lee. I'm glad you brought up the backfield because I was reading that Chase Brown has been getting a lot of snaps with the ones to where, like, I'm starting to warm up to the Chase Brown pack. I wasn't Zach Moss truther, but maybe they had been doing the workhorse approach with Mixon. Maybe this year with Brian Callahan going, maybe Zach Taylor is going to try more of like a 1-2 punch with Moss and Chase Brown. Yeah, it could be more of a committee. So I'm starting to think like,
We're only.
I'll just take the guy that goes later, and Chase Brown generally goes later. Emil's not buying it though. He's saying Zach Moss.
That's what I feel
Brown.
too. And like reps mattered, and Zach Moss had a fair share of reps as opposed to Chase Brown. So I think what they're trying to do is get Chase Brown up to speed where they can confidently say, hey, Zach Moss is ready. He's been here. He's done that. We already know his wheels ain't fall off yet. He's still got some burst.
They fall off, though. They have.
He's had
Chase Brown
before.
has got some catching up to do. So I think
Chase
getting
Brown
him the reps is important.
On the pup. Otherwise,
I do agree. I agree with that take that this is going to be kind of like a committee approach. Instead of being like Emil said, like a Moss backfield, it might be okay. This drive is Moss's, and then the next drive is Brown's, and then
we're only 2 years removed from seeing that with Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine. We're only 2 years removed from that.
That's true. Yep. If he's on the team. Because that's a valuable piece that other people are willing to take. If he's on the trading block, like I understand he is, other teams might come in and say, hey, what do you want for him? And they might be able to make a deal. And he might find himself at a better home with less competition.
Agreed.
I definitely agree.
I don't see them trading them away. That's all they really got right now.
Yeah.
Wait, you saying they trade Zach Moss?
Well, no, Perine.
Perine.
Oh, Denver. Yeah. We mentioned that last week. Yeah, that Perine might end up with the Bengals. Yeah, that's possible. If Chase Brown doesn't really develop like we're thinking, but hopefully that doesn't happen, because if that happens, that kills our Chase Brown shares. But I think Chase Brown, he's working with the ones getting caught up, to where he'll be able to, if something would happen to Moss, they'll be confident deploying him as the guy. So I'm not too worried about the Perine pack, but they could, because he's familiar with their system.
Yeah,
like Chase Brown last year, he started on the pup, and so we saw all Sergio mix a lot. But once he got healthy and he came back off the pup, they started getting him involved immediately. So I figured last year that might have been the concept of having a more of a timeshare so they could lean off a Joe Mixon, but also now we see that they weren't planning on keeping Joe Mixon because he still had a great year last year, but the efficiency is not there, but he was getting all the work. Now, if you do a time split and you get these guys fresh, you might see some more efficiency out of it. But I hate when I need to bank on efficiency because I'd rather bank on volume. So in this case, I'll probably take the later guy in hopes that he becomes the guy. In this case, Chase Brown.
For real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Crispy's mad about people sending shit trades. As he
I'm
says.
sorry,
I feel
that. Sorry.
Someone wanted Herbert and Waddle for Puka in a third.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's terrible.
We're playing super flex, so Herbert, to get a little bit of perspective
third,
on we're playing super flex, so Herbert has got.
And here, word of advice for people that play in these deep dynasty leagues like us, it's like when you're in a group of 12, so don't be the guy who sends the shitty offers, because then out of 12, I know I not to fuck with that guy. That guy doesn't, you know what I mean?
You get on my block list for sure, bro.
Yeah. Then you won't be able to trade with anybody.
Dude,
Bernie Mac, you better watch yourself, bro. That dude's been sending me some whack trades.
Hey, Bernie Mac, that's Bernie Mac's shtick though, is he'll send a bunch because eventually someone will hit that.
Yeah, someone will end up biting. It ain't gonna be me. I'm like, he burned me one time, bro. He burned me.
I've made really good deals with Bernie Mac.
He's not that bad. If you negotiate with him, he's not terrible. I'm just kind of mad about the trade he sent me over the weekend, but I mean, it's all good. Shout out to Bernie. Let's see. The Roman Wilson. Yeah, Lee just reported that a few minutes ago. Yeah, we'll get to the Steelers toward the end, but yeah. All right, cool. But as far as the Bengals, y'all, Joey Burrow, how he feeling? I know that wasn't that one of your questions, Lee? About Burrow. I think
fully healthy.
Yeah, can a fully healthy Burrow take the Bengals to the next level? I mean, he's shown he can do it before. My concern, though, is the defense, bro. Their defense took a major step back last season.
And they're pretty banged up, too, in early camp, too.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bengals, y'all. I mean, I think they're a wild card team, but as far as them being like a true Super Bowl contender, I don't know if they're enough of a complete team. Plus, with Burrow's injury history, I'm like, I'm not really feeling the Bengals because I was looking at their Vegas odds. They've got the Bengals up among the favorites with like the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and I am not touching that. To me, the value, and we're going to get to them next, is the Browns. Everyone's really sleeping on the Browns, in my opinion, and jerking off the Bengals. Pause.
Defense is legit.
I think the big difference between the Bengals and the Browns is the actual Joe Burrow himself.
I agree with that.
If you were going to talk about, okay, what quarterback in this division can throw for 5,000?
Yeah, there's only one. There's only one, and it's Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
So if
he's definitely the best.
If he has an MVP style year, then I don't see why they wouldn't get into the playoffs and actually be pretty nasty. That weather hurts a lot of teams because it's outdoors and like, I know we can say the same about the Browns, but the Browns, to me, they're lacking the elite talent that the Bengals actually possess on offense.
Or just
so
leadership
quarterback,
at the
Jamar Chase. Nothing against Amari
they
Cooper,
got that knee.
but they also got two other receivers that can get shit done, and then
the legendary Jerry
running back
Jeudy
situation. I'm not
Elijah
afraid
Moore.
of that. That's the Moss and Chase Brown situation is arguably serviceable. It's not terrible. So
they should be connected to a high-powered offense, so we like that.
I'm not afraid to say that the Bengals could actually be warranted that respect that Vegas has given them. Like, I don't see why. And Burrow, he's already
Vegas has them among the favorites.
He can play under pressure
with the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs.
And to give Deshaun some credit though, when Deshaun went down last year, they were 6-1 when they went down. That's one thing about him.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like everyone's
and they beat the Niners with Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They've got that D pause, and the Bengals, I don't think, do anymore because it's like Trey Hendrickson's still a dog, but he's getting older. Like, their linebackers are pretty solid, but the thing is, like, their secondary their secondary doesn't really have any, like, big hitters. Like, I'm not really feeling them because they just don't really have, like, I mean, the Ravens have Kyle Hamilton, the Steelers have Minka, the Browns have Delpit and a bunch of great corners. I mean, what do the Bengals have there?
They got a Cam
Taylor-Britt.
Taylor-Britt.
Yeah, he's decent. Yeah.
They're going to move Dax Hill at corner. But
he'll be a nickel. Yeah,
this is how they're actually going to move him out to be the second corner.
The depth chart's showing Cam Taylor-Britt and DJ Turner as
you're right.
Yes, DJ Turner is going to be a beast.
And
you're right.
They're showing. Dax Hill is going to be. Dax Hill and Mike Hilton are going to.
So they added Geno Stone.
Corner. Geno Stone, free safety. Jordan Battle and Von Bell are going to compete for strong safety.
Mike Hilton.
He's going to compete with Dax. So they've actually, I'll give them this. They don't really have any stars in their secondary, but they do have depth. And they drafted Josh Newton. They've got
Logan Wilson
in their secondary. Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt are decent. They're not Roquan, but they are Patrick Queen. But I mean, they're both. Logan Wilson's very serviceable. Pratt's also serviceable. So
Logan Wilson goes crazy.
Position to take advantage of injuries. So they drafted Miles Murphy with the. He'll be
depth of Hendrickson and Hubbard.
He doesn't have the position right now, but he's got the opportunity if it comes to him.
Yeah, that's true. They've got some pretty good depth.
And actually, say, hey, I'm an actual dog in this league. I don't think he's ever gotten the opportunity because that's just kind of like where he lies in that depth.
Yeah, I mean, you got Hubbard and Hendrickson in front of him. They're both solid.
Yeah, so. they're like almost every down. They don't need too many breathers.
Exactly, yeah. If one of them goes down, though, then boom, Murphy's a starter. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean,
Emerson and Hubbard, I'll say it. This is the best white boy pass rush tandem in the league.
Probably so. I don't know any other white boy pass rush tandem that good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're solid. Stevie G in the house. What up, Stevie?
What up, Stevie?
Shout out to Dynasty Life.
Yeah, we were just shouting you out, Stevie. Everybody make sure to go sub up with Dynasty Life Fantasy Football on YouTube. The guy's killing it, man. Check him out.
100%. Pick up those depth quarterbacks and running backs.
Let's go. Don't let them float around. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. If Sean Clifford's floating around, pick him up, damn it. He's Jordan Love's backup.
Yeah, true.
Big Clifford. Y'all remember Clifford the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he was a blood.
Yeah. All red, bro.
He
He was banging the bee.
Facts.
Big
Yep. But how about this question, y'all? I got a question for y'all about the receiving core. Obviously, Chase and Higgins are gonna be the guys, but who else is gonna step in? Who's gonna be that third to replace Tyler Boyd's production?
Burton.
You got the boy Trey. Is it Trey? Is it Burton?
It's
But
Trey
he's not
Burton.
really a slot guy, though. The depth chart showing Trenton Irwin and Charlie Jones, and then they just showed Jermaine Burton
Charlie
as T.
Jones.
Higgins' backup.
Oh, Wiley Charlie, man. He's out there. He could break some ankles. Watch out for Charlie Jones. Actually, I forgot that he's going to get a little bit more opportunity now that Tyler Boyd is gone. Yeah, Charlie Jones, he might be a thing. But I do like Jermaine Burton. I wouldn't put it past where he forces the Bengals to actually find a way to get him out on the field on a consistent basis, because he
had off the field issues. Otherwise,
we would have been talking about him way earlier in draft.
Bert?
Aren't they talking about that Andre? I can't pronounce his last name. Is a voice? I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, he's Chase's backup at the moment. Yeah, the six projected to make the team: Chase, Higgins, Irwin, Jones, Burton, and that guy.
The depth charts are going to be wonky right now, but because I think Burton will slot in eventually as the number 3 over the.
You think he'll play slot? I think he's a bigger guy, so he'd have to be a big.
But here's
slot.
the thing: is they did come out and say they want to play a lot more Chase in the slot.
Yeah, that's 60201. Yeah, they could move them all around the formation.
Some Burton out there, bro. Like
we'll see.
Jamar Chase, superior talent over the white boy Irwin. And,
facts.
And Charlie Jones. Although I do like Charlie Jones, he'll
be the return guy. He'll be nasty on special teams. Yeah. Burton will definitely the best talent, but yeah, Higgins stays hurt. Chase, I think, will be fine. Derek's saying I call it the Bengals offense team glass. Yeah, that's another reason why I don't like their Vegas odds, because I'm just like, man, Vegas is banking on all them boys staying healthy, and I'm not buying that. I think one of them's gonna get hurt. So probably Higgins.
Right there. He's calling the whole team glass.
I want to shout out legendary.
They're on the injured list.
Emil's curious about who steps up at tight end.
Contract, bro. On everything. He ain't hurt. He try to get paid, bro.
Yeah, the issue is at tight end, like Zach Taylor's offense doesn't really feature a tight end much, and they didn't really bring anyone in that's worth a damn.
Well, they drafted 2 tight ends.
Yeah, Eric All they drafted, and Eric. Hold on a sec. No, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Eric All and Tanner McLaughlin.
Yeah, he's one of the McLaughlins.
All right, yeah, one of the McLaughlins. Yeah, they still had Tanner Hudson, Drew Sample, and Mike Gesicki they brought in, but none of them are worth a damn. So yeah, Eric All could eventually be a guy, but again, Zach Taylor's offense doesn't really feature tight end. So
Gesicki is the
stash Eric All on a taxi squad and leave him there.
Yeah. And Gesicki's not a blocking tight end, so they'll have him playing big slot. You know what I mean? So if there is a guy that you're streaming in a deeper league at tight end, maybe Mike Gesicki is worth taking a look at. But I mean, just if you go into history with Zach Taylor, their tight ends do like vulture some touchdowns down there in the red zone. But when as far as between the 20s, it's not the greatest play. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Did y'all hear what Joe Burrow? So legendary Bengal Boomer Esiason has
Esiason. Yeah, Boomer. Boomer. Big old Boomer.
Legendary Bengal, right? Took them to the Super Bowl. He still has connections to that organization. He's a lifelong Jets fan and also played for the Jets, so he also does cover.
He sure did.
But he has information on why Joe Burrow shaved his head, because there was a fan.
Oh, I got to pull. Let me remove everyone real quick. So in case anyone's been living under a rock. That's Joe Burrow's new look, in case anyone
because
didn't know.
I seen somebody clowning that image, putting the tattoos on his face.
Hey, there was a fan that is battling terminal cancer and asked him if he could shave his head. You know what I'm saying, in support, and he did it, and he did, and why I like Joe Burrow, because he's not using it as like, hey, everyone look at me, look at what I just did for, you know, for the fight against
right.
cancer.
Yeah, he just did it. He wasn't doing it for clout. He just did it as a genuine support, man. Yeah, shout out Joey B, man. Look, rocking the Slim Shady look. Guess who's back? I
didn't think of that, bro. He is rocking the shady look.
Yeah, is that Eminem?
It's not enough to just shave it down when he dyes it to blonde. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna shave it, but I'm gonna dye it blonde. I'll make the most
to be shady on all them secondaries, man. Let's go.
Yep, but more Joe Shiesty, more like Joe Shady, bro. They add another nickname to the collection: Joe Burr, Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty, Joe Shady. Yep, he's got it all, bro. He's got it all.
Yeah, that's pretty decent, though, man. I liked reading that story.
Yeah, no, that's dope to hear. Like that doesn't surprise me. Joe Burrow has always been a high character guy. Never heard of a bad thing about Joe Burrow. Always on some good shit.
With the fur coat like you, Joe Namath.
Joe Burr.
No doubt.
Right, yeah, I called him Joe Cool when he had that look going. Yep.
Hey, he did.
Joe Namath was the original Joe Cool.
That was when they wore the White Ranger suit, right? Freaking, those are badass. They didn't make that like a regular thing when they got the all white Bengals jump.
Yeah, that's for real.
That shit.
I get. Okay, I see what I needed to do now. It's the all right. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to figure the StreamYard thing out because I was like, why did I have to remove everyone to pull up the Joe Burrow joint? But I figured it out now. Boom. This is how we can pull up a joint without taking everyone off the screen.
Look at that.
Learn something new every day. Gotta add it as an overlay, not as a background. Overlay, not background. So one more time. Guess who's back? Back.
Keep him up there, fuck it.
We'll be talking.
Yo, what you think?
Like, what the?
We have Joe Burrow here.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, our special guest.
Division rival Cleveland Browns.
Right? Hell yeah. So, shit, I think that's any more Bengals talk? I think I about covered it.
I really like the Chase Brown pick. I'll leave it at that. Like that's
hell yeah.
I've been stamping that since they drafted him last year. Like he's gonna be one of them guys.
Right. I got him in the mock last night. I liked it. But yeah, let's well, before we move on to the Browns, let's take a little intermission and play Peacock's joint here. For those just tuning in, you're watching Wake Your Game Up live every Tuesday and Friday. Shout out to our sponsor, Neon Peacock.
NeonPeacockMerch.com.
Shout out to the Peacock.
I got my shipment out for delivery.
Yeah.
It was
just dropped the new Cardinals and Lions jams.
7:30.
You'll have it today.
I might be hearing the tone pretty soon.
That'd be dope. We can do a reveal.
I'll be back.
Yep, them is facts. Facts.
Not only a client, but the president. Shout out to NeonPeacockMerch.com. We're just stealing all kind of slogans for other stuff.
I was just laughing at I was just peeping the Dak that pass up. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
They have another version of it where he's like, has his hands on his knees, ass up.
he's got a Burrow joint. You know, we were talking about him.
Yeah, I got the Burrow joint. I got the Joe Burr. Yeah, that one goes hard. I bought that one. Shout out to the Peacock merch. Yeah. Yeah, he's got some amazing ones on here. Yeah, we'll do that at the end of the show. We'll do the screen share and pull up his site so y'all can peep all the joints.
Once again, everybody go visit neonpeacockmerch.com. And when you sign up for the emailing list, you might even be able to throw some suggestions too. If you got we're not limited to just in-house ideas. If you guys got some cool ideas for some shirts, man, throw it our way, because our man Neon Peacock is one of the profound artists I've ever encountered in my life, and he puts everything to life.
Yeah, man, his paintings, y'all. His paintings are
they're sick. Man. They're sick.
Yeah, so he has the painting of the Thing, right? The Thing from Fantastic Four, and he sent me a picture of. He's like, check out my painting. I said, can we put that on a shirt and it says I do my thing? Right?
That'd go hard.
That'd be hard.
Yeah, exactly.
The painting's hella hard already. You know what I'm saying? I do my thing, you do your thing.
Oh, breaking news, y'all. I got a lead bomb for y'all. Breaking news. Will Shipley sees first team reps in training camp.
Wow. We got to get these guys their reps. This is nothing saying that Saquon ain't going to be the workforce that we expect him to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. This is one way
to get these guys
getting their reps.
To the playbook. Give them the opportunity to be ready
Tony Pasta
if shit goes down.
That tells me, though, that Will Shipley, that's good news as far as he will make the roster. Like, if he's getting he's going to make the roster for sure.
He actually probably was one of the top 5 running backs of this class.
Because he can catch so well. He's a receiving option for real.
Yeah.
So him and Kenneth Gainwell.
The Eagles killed that draft. I'm not gonna lie to you,
they always draft well.
Yeah,
it's this fucking Sirianni, the clown show, but hopefully Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio can save him. But all right, y'all, Cleveland Browns. Burning questions, Lee?
Let's see. Will Deshaun Watson return to his MVP Texans form?
Hell no.
They don't need him to. They've got that defense. Pause. I don't think he will, but I think the key is, though, with Watson, it's like you got to be serviceable. You've got to be someone that can throw for 200 to 300 a game, 2 or 3 tugs. Like, you've got to be more than just like a bottom feeder. Because let's be real, ever since he came back from the suspension, he's been a bottom tier QB. He's been one of the worst in the league. So he's got to show that we don't need him to be Lamar Burrow. We just need him to be an average to above average QB, because with that defense, it's one of them things to where they'll win 11, 12 games as long as Watson's not turning the ball over a gang of time.
Here's one thing when it comes to Stefanski as a play caller, he is not aggressive. So when they had Flacco in there,
that's going to be my
bet. Yeah, the wide vet, he would change the play. He would call the audible, and we're taking it down the field, and he was slinging it. So it is in that offense to be able to do that.
You ain't lying, Derek.
100%. And the difference between Flacco and Watson is the leadership at the position. Flacco has been, he's Timex tested, built for tough.
Drop them.
Shout out to our sponsors, Ford.
Drop the ism right there.
No,
yes, sir.
We got Fortune 500 sponsors.
Yeah, we got
your name up about being able to push the ball down the field and all that. Once Flacco got in there, we seen that offense take the next level. 100%. Only thing is, they're just a different team on the road than they are at home. And shout out to Kaka. We seen what happened to him in the playoffs, but yet we seen the offense take the next level with Flacco, and I don't think Watson is able to take that off. And like how you said, Spencer, is about the fucking we don't need him to do that, but that's not in his ability no more.
Yes, sir. Because I got 3 words for you.
Talk about it.
Foley, guaranteed
contract.
Rama.
Oh shit.
Shit goes down with Watson. I don't give a fuck, because he's got that money, right? You were expecting me to drop the money, but no. That is probably the reason why he says, "Hey, I can't play today. I don't feel 100%."
Yeah, I got an Audi.
He doesn't have any incentive to go out there and perform. He
got the bag.
Yeah, if he wants to make sure his shoulder is like, my shoulder, he's going. You best believe he's still getting massages, bro. He's going. That
he
contract.
finds a way to get a massage.
With that contract, right? He's still doing them up
for
there.
any owner. Go ahead and grab yourself a Deshaun Watson if you want to have the idea that maybe he could be what he was.
Will call him.
But before where he is now, he had incentive. Now he doesn't have an incentive. The Browns might be better off just going, yo, Joe Flacco, he's a stand-up quarterback. He can get shit done. The problem with Flacco is he's got the age and he's is he going to be good for 17 weeks? It's like, damn.
And Flacco's gone too now. He's over there with the Colts, and they got infamous Winston, aka famous
That's
James.
true. They were so dumb they got rid of Flacco. That's right. Crazy. I forgot that. They didn't even give him whatever he wanted because they should have just been like, yeah, whatever you want. Fucking back on the fucking squad.
I have Watson in a dynasty. I mean,
that kills him dead in the water right there. They couldn't even keep Flacco around when he didn't cost shit.
When they didn't cost shit, coming off the couch, slanging.
I know, yeah. They got infamous Winston now.
Yeah, they got famous James.
The pick six president, bro. The pick six president himself.
Love it for fantasy.
Well, one's a Super Bowl winning quarterback and the other one's not.
Okay.
So I mean,
I gotta say something, and this is really disgusting. I like Amari Cooper, the pooper scooper.
I do too. Hell yeah.
I mean, who does? Yeah, he's just a good value, man. Yeah, he's a good value.
It's not disgusting saying
the only show in town.
He really is.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Lee, I see you back there. We'll bring you back for the Steelers burning question, big dog. So we'll get you back in just a sec, but we'll finish this Browns talk here. Yeah, their receiving core, it's like Pooper Scooper that's the only one you can trust over there. Because I mean, Jerry Poopy Judy is Peacock.
Got Poopy Judy and the Pooper Scooper.
Yeah, they got all the poop, bro. I mean, they are the Browns after all.
Yes,
they're the color of shit, so it makes sense.
Us, right? You got that. Get it now. Get the Pooper trio going. Fucking Sean. Fucking Judy.
It is of value.
Amari Cooper, do something with it. I know you got it in you.
Deshaun Watson, top QB8 finisher or not?
Facts.
What about Njoku though? You know, because
that's another piece. That's right. He might.
I think Njoku's one of those ones where like if you can get him late, because we got him pretty late in the mock. Like, I didn't get him, but like people got him in Ferguson, dumbass late. Because I took Kelsey in the second round. So yeah, of course I'm gonna take Kelsey, and then they're gonna all the tight ends are gonna go hella late. Just my luck. But it's one of them things to where like Njoku is a guy that should be like that. He's not going to be top 5, but he showed enough last year to where I think he's finally hit that stride to where he's like kind of like the way Jared Cook was for a while, where it's like he's not a top 5 option, but he's like, but Jared Cook was fine. It was like a top 10 to 12 option. All right, a better version of that. Yeah, he is better than Jared Cook. Better version of Jared Cook.
Had decent hands.
Yeah, Cook had like 600-yard seasons. I mean,
right, I think Njoku, yeah, he could get 800. Yeah, he's got facts. I think what did he have last year? 700, 800. Yeah, he's all right because then they don't really have a whole lot of depth behind him. I don't think because they lost Harrison Bryant to the Raiders.
Tight ends usually average about 5 receiving tugs too. So
yeah, they targeted tight end. They got Jordan Akins from the Texans, Giovanni Ritchie from the Panthers. Yeah, they have basically no depth.
I like Giovanni Ritchie the best because his name is tight.
Yeah, for sure. Njoku hit for 882 last year.
Yeah.
81.
It was always
he was a Pro Bowler. He was a
top 5 tight end.
That's why I asked that question. That's why I asked that question.
Okay, yeah, wow. I didn't realize his stats were that good. So yeah, that's
I mean, and when it comes to the end jokes, bro,
it just took him a long time.
He goes crazy. Here's the thing: it was Flacco. Flacco goes. You can go all the way back to Dennis Pitta. Like he just favors the tight end too. Like it's just as good as checking down to the running back. Like those are his safety valves. And Watson is not really the guy who checks down to the running back, but he does look for the tight end as a safety valve. So Njoku is a decent value. Only thing that sucks is like soon as someone takes like the Ingrams of the world, then Njoku starts becoming the next in Ferguson.
Yeah,
like
Njoku and Fergie.
But they kind of go a little like I would like them to go a little later, like where I could try to get Njoku and someone else, because that's usually the game I play. I'll get multiple tight ends of value if I don't get one big hitter. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Right. Yeah, get like Njoku and Goddard. Because the thing is, though, with Njoku, it's like last season with Watson, he was pacing for like 600-700. With Flacco, though, he was going yay.
Oh, 100%.
He was going yo. Straight
exactly.
Up.
Then that game where Pooper Scooper missed it this fantasy championship, bro, he went off for 6 for 134. He brought plenty of people fantasy championships.
And the Jets were kind of, they weren't the worst.
Yeah, they had a good defense. Yeah.
That was a pretty good, and that was Flacco's revenge game right there.
Exactly.
Hey man, shout out to Flacco. I won 3 championships with him under center, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, hey, if anything happens to Richardson, we'll see Flacco again with the Colts. So we might not have seen the last of Joe Flacco.
He's a running flu.
Yeah, he gets hurt. So we've got a running game here. This is probably the biggest burning question with Cleveland's offense. Will Nick Chubb bounce back? I know, Kidda, you're a Nick Chubb truther, but if it takes him a while to get back, who starts off the year? I mean, I'm thinking Jerome Ford, but someone had asked it earlier, Jerome Ford or Deonta Foreman. They also brought in Nyheim Hines.
But they also got the what was Buddy JD
Robbins.
Yeah, Aiden Robbins. There you go.
Yeah, undrafted free agent Aiden Robbins. Yep. Pierre Strong, John Kelly Jr. Yeah, they've got a lot of guys on their depth chart. Nyheim Hines on the pup as well as Nick Chubb.
A lot of those running backs can be utilized in special teams. They're not afraid to get on the field however they can be. They're true professionals. But when it comes to the actual running back position, it's Jerome Ford. Ford is a guy that you probably want to acquire somehow.
Yeah,
he can't go undrafted in your fantasy league. If he's still around and you're like towards the end of your draft and Ford is still there, like fired it up.
You might get 8. You might get 8 weeks out of him in the worst case scenario for a Chubb.
Yeah, and he might not be workhorse low like how Chubb would have been, but he's gonna be the guy to have on the early downs. And when you got a quarterback like Deshaun Watson and a team that emphasizes running the ball like the Browns do, whoever that person is, that's the guy that you need to have. Yeah,
and so Ford team too. Ford is good. We've seen it too. Ford and Chubb, they break big ones in that, because when you're a gone guy, that's what they are.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. Ford can be a game record. Like, he can get out there and get a big play on one carry, and all of a sudden turn the tide and allow that defense, to if they're holding the other team down and they ain't scoring on them, Ford will be able to be a guy to get them in field goal range. We might not see a lot of touchdowns out of Ford, but he moves the chains. He's a decent guy. Yeah, for sure.
204 carries, 813 yards on the ground, 4 yards per carry, 44 receptions, 319 yards, and 9 total TDs.
That's very when you add the receptions, it's like Kareem Hunt. He's like taking the Kareem Hunt role.
They didn't even bring Kareem back.
They don't need him, bro, because they got Jerome Ford.
Yep. And so 44 out of 250 carries? That's almost like 20% production out of the air. So when you're talking about PPR leagues, especially, that's damn fucking valuable right there. Ford,
yeah, exactly. Jerome Ford, I had him. Yeah, in the range, like he was going in that range with Chase Brown, that 9th, 10th round range, because Chubb, people still are clinging to the hope.
I would take Ford over Chase Brown right now.
That Nick Chubb was for sure. Well, all right, value-wise, y'all, value-wise. Nick Chubb in the 8th or Jerome Ford in the 10th? Who we taking?
I probably try to snatch both of them, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm kind of.
What if you can't get both of them? You can't always get both of them. You gotta pick one, damn it.
Spencer already blew it for me. I don't even need to speak. It's already Nick Chubb for me.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just, just posing a question because,
What you got, JD?
The prospect of.
in more of your Savage leagues, I think Nick Chubb is going to drop out a little bit further than the 8th round, so you will be able to get.
Could be, because I've been picking them up in like 10 or in like the 10.
Yeah, a lot of Savage leagues, a lot of people out there, they're just completely crossing him off their board.
Yeah,
so
and then
when you're thinking
now, there's no reason to throw an 8th round pick on a player that you're not getting no points out of until week 8 or week 9. You know what I mean? So he's gonna slip back a whole, some more rounds.
And
so
it's not a suspension either. This is an injury, so that becomes a question too. Like, what if the Browns are doo-doo brown and like you can where like they don't even want to bring, like, you might not even
burning question, will the Browns be doo-doo brown?
No, because their defense is that good.
It is.
Well, I agree. I was just joking. Yeah, because I think their defense. And this is the thing. This is the Vegas odds, y'all. The Vegas, we talked about win totals last week. The Super Bowl odds, I was looking at it. Bengals to win the Super Bowl, 16-1. Browns to win the Super Bowl, 35-1.
Oh, let's put. Hey, we should all collectively as playmakers throw in some bread on that.
I agree. I think the Browns, out of everybody on the Super Bowl board, to me, I'd put down, if you told me like you got to put $100 on someone today to win the Super Bowl, I'd put that 100 on the fucking Browns because of their defense
right there.
I would put it on Houston. No.
Houston the thing with Houston, like Houston's like 25-1 because a lot of people are excited about Houston. I'm not putting it on Houston. And then your Jets, kid, they love your Jets. Your Jets are like 18-1. I wouldn't be mad at Detroit. I think Detroit, the thing with Detroit, though, again, the public's all over Detroit. The thing with the Browns, I mean, the Browns are the best kept secret. They're the one team that I think is a true Super Bowl contender that the public is just not fucking with, because the public's all like, ew, Deshaun Watson, gross. Like the public, ew, he's that creep that did the massage.
It's not even
the public is like not fucking with the Browns because of that shit.
Watson wants to win a championship for Cleveland. There is a quarterback that wants to win for Cleveland, but I just don't believe that it's Watson.
Joe Flacco.
And that's another thing, though. Like,
they let him go.
Hey, if they trade for Joe Flacco,
Jameis Winston, damn it, Jameis Winston's gonna bring him to the promised land.
That was going to be my point right there. History shows us the last 2 seasons, Watson has been out for the rest of the season. Now you bring in Jameis. Are you putting your 35-1 on Jameis?
Well, fuck it, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Well, actually, check it out. It's even better. It's even better. All right, these are the DraftKings odds. I just pulled them up. Give me 1 sec. The Bengals are now at 13-1. That is insane. That's madness. They've got better odds than the Bills. The Bills are 15-1.
Here's the thing, though. They've actually been to the big game.
I don't care. You got to look at their roster. It's not worth a shit compared to these other teams. In my humble opinion.
Yeah,
okay. Can't wait for that show.
It might not so.
Yeah,
like and subscribe. Ain't gonna miss it. Subscribe to this.
Bogey's gonna be in my not so humble opinion. Gonna create a spin-off immediately after that.
We're gonna have a spin-off. I like that. We'll call it the remix.
Yeah. All right. I'll just read them all off to y'all so we can just go. All right. The favorites, the Chiefs, 5-1. Niners, 6-1. Ravens 10-1, Lions 12-1, Bengals 13-1.
Ravens is pretty good odds, man.
Yeah, it's not bad value.
I mean, we drop a thou wow, that's 10 bands. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yep. Eagles 15-1, Bills 15-1, Texans, wow, down to 16-1. Man, they must be really putting some big bucks on the Texans.
Hey,
God damn.
Give me money, Bogey. Come on.
Yeah, I'm with that.
That's wild.
Okay, we're gonna do in the AFC. We almost need to bet these soon too before the numbers get
they're not gonna we need to bet these soon for sure. Packers I like the Packers 19-1. I might put some on the Packers, y'all. They sleep on
that's another strong bet. I like that.
Yep. Cowgirls 19-1. Jets, no value there. Fuck them. Jets. Yeah, you're just donating to Vegas at that point. Jets 20-1. Dolphins 22-1. Oh, I kind of like this. Rams 30-1. That's a team that's been there before.
I hate them.
30-1.
Don't
That's great value. They would be my NFC team because they have the same odds as the Falcons. And I mean, the Rams, I'd take the Rams all day over the Falcons. I'm always going to
feel safer putting money on someone that's been there already, bro.
Facts. Yeah, and Staffy, McVay. Yeah.
30-1.
30-1. It was insane value. To me, them and the Browns would be the two.
McVay got a gig with
the money on.
Things too? Oh, no, never mind.
I don't think he's not retired. He can't work with them. That'd be conflict of interest. Oh yeah, to get him to retire. Facts. Bears 35-1. Browns 40-1. Chargers 45-1. Steelers and Jags 50-1. Seahawks and Colts 65-1. Bucks and Vikings 80-1. Cardinals, Saints, and Raiders all 100-1. Commandos 120-1. I'll put a buck on the Saints. $1 to win 100. That's as much faith as I have with Derek Carr and Dennis.
There it is. We're all going to put it.
And here's the greasy long shots. Here we go. There's 5 left. Titans 150-1 as well as the Giants. Patriots 180. Panthers 250 and number 32. The Denver Broncos, the Fighting Sean Paytons at a mighty 300-1.
A team with a winning record last season, and the actual did the team get worse?
They got a rook and the stud, so that's probably why.
That's a smash play right there.
Honestly, 301. I'll put $2 on that. $2 to win $600.
All I gotta do is make the playoffs.
Sean Payton, bro. Sean Payton. Yeah, what are their odds to make the playoffs? That could be a good play.
They won 9 games last year
too.
All right. No, they won. I thought they won. They 8. I think they won 8. Yeah, they won 8
last year.
They won 8, 6, 7 games.
Oh, it was 8, 9,
6, I think. All right, this is Denver's odds to make the playoffs 7-1. So if you put a band on that, you could win 7 bands if they just make the playoffs.
It's tough, the division. And then the conference.
The division isn't that tough. The Raiders are not that great. And the Chargers, a new head coach. I think there's actually some value there. 7-1 to make the playoffs.
Look, but you also got to.
You're right. They were only a couple games out of it. My bad, JD. Go ahead.
For sure, but
they had a terrible roster. That's the thing, though. They overachieved, bro. They're gonna be lucky to win 5 games this year. They suck.
For sure
They're terrible, dude.
The Broncos we're talking about.
They're ass.
Go ahead, JD.
No, the other thing is what other divisions is going to get 3 teams in the division, and my bet would
AFC North,
AFC East, or the AFC North, 100%.
Yeah, because the AFC East could get Jets, Dolphins, Bills. AFC North could get Browns, Bengals, Ravens.
There can only be one.
No room for the West. Yeah. And then the South could get teams. I mean, the Colts, Texans, Jags. Those are all playoff contenders.
There can be 2, right?
The West might be the worst division in the NFL. I mean, in the AFC. NFC South worst division in the NFL. I know the Chiefs are in it, but
it's hard to argue that.
I mean, the AFC South came up, bro. I mean, even the Titans are looking better. The AFC West is they had that year. Was it going into 2022? We were all saying that, the AFC West best division, but now it's like AFC West is looking bad. NFC North came up. NFC East is still pretty good. NFC West, NFC South still the worst. But I think the AFC West might be the second to worst.
Which the AFC Chiefs.
That's all they have. It's it's the Chiefs and a bunch of crap.
It's just their division.
Bakes is repping the Raiders. Yeah, I think the Raiders are getting slept on some.
I mean, the Raiders defense is about to piss a lot of people off in fantasy, bro. We're about to start a bunch of our guys over there. Especially our running backs might have a real tough time against the Raiders this year. So we got to be careful with that. You know what I mean? Because say you're defending a lead, you're winning against the Raiders. You start to try to run on them. They're going to get you off the field. The Raiders are still going to force people to throw the rock. We saw this even against the incumbent champs in week 17 was right? They went in the Arrowhead and just grinded them down, bro. Especially if you could if you could make, because the Chiefs are the team to beat in the entire AFC, not just that division. So
yeah, I mean they got it all. So but yeah, let's y'all ready to cap this thing off with the Steelers?
Let's go.
All right, bring our boy Lee back for a burning question. What you got, Lee? Pittsburgh Steelers.
Come on, Lee.
Burning. Let me pull the graphic up real quick. All right, here we go. Boom, burning question. Hit us with it.
All right, how confident are we? Was it Russell Wilson or is it Wilson or is it Justin Fields?
This is a good one.
Oh, that's the best burning question of the day right there.
And the mainstream media is writing Russell Wilson off already. I've been seeing on a lot of these mainstream medias when I just be fucking around, that they talking about this might be done for him, bro. They are
I think it's Fields.
I mean, Russell Wilson's he got the calf injury right now too. That's the bad time to be an older guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Especially with Arthur Smith's offense, where it's going to be a lot of
some mobility.
No, 100%, bro.
Also,
here's the latest report. No Russell Wilson in 7 shots, and Justin Fields looks the best he has all camp in the period. Capping it off with a design run to score. Offense wins 4-3, faked the handoff to Warren, then ran in on the right. Fields' first team unit scored on 4 of 5 attempts. Wow. He's making his case, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a fantasy creator like the rest of y'all, but everybody knows who fucks with me, they already know I'm a Justin Fields guy. And I've been saying it all along.
Yeah, you have.
I've been saying it all along. This motherfucker can throw the fucking rock, man. He's not just a one-dimensional, scramble and fucking find a spot.
Look at Ohio, bro.
It. This guy, in Ohio, I think he was like
Ohio State. Bro, they finessed the Bears, bro. A 6th-round pick. They finessed them. The Bears were so fucking stupid.
And Tomlin, the genius, like, he's my favorite current head coach. Tomlin, he went out and said, we need to find a way to get Justin Fields. And it only cost him that. That's crazy. He's so happy bro. Right now.
It might cost him a 5th. It's a compensatory.
God damn it. I just lost the special teams player for Justin Fields. Like, what?
That's insane, bro. Even if they don't have that great of a year, it's still like they're not going to be mad because guess what? They'll just draft someone next year. It was a no-risk trade, and then if Fields does work out, you extend him. I mean, it's a no-lose. You can't lose. You can't lose in this situation if you're Pittsburgh.
Speaking of can't lose, it's almost hard to bet against a Mike Tomlin because all he's done in his entire career is have winning seasons.
The thing is, I think it's the thing that I think he might have the losing season this year, but they'd be foolish to get rid of him because I think if they do have the losing season, they'll have a higher draft pick and they draft well. And I think once those other teams, Burrow's getting paid, Lamar, they'll be struggling to keep guys, and then Steelers will have a cheap quarterback and they'll be able to afford to get a bunch of other hitters in there. And then the Steelers might end up coming up and being the team to beat in that division in a couple years.
Well, the Steelers, to me, their defense will keep them in games, and then Tomlin will find a way to win.
That's what I was finna ask.
And I like the idea that the Steelers sneak into the playoffs, especially with the quarterback situation, because I'm not hating on Russell Fields or Wilson.
Russell Fields, Wilson. Just mash them together. Russell Fields, Wilson.
What is it?
That's kind of
Russell Fields, Wilson, Justin.
Has a lot of confidence in Russell, so he's already come out and gone to bat for the homie. He's like, hey, this is our number one QB. This is the QB1. And it hasn't changed as far as I know. Tomlin hasn't said, oh yeah, Justin Fields has fucking won this competition. It is an open competition.
Yeah.
The Bears,
they designed it correctly for Fields
to
get a spark of flame under Fields' ass. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't understand why the Bears weren't able to get more for Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what that tells me?
They already drafted Caleb though.
Well, that's the thing. They were so enamored with the idea of Caleb. They didn't even care about Fields. It's kind of like the thing, you got your eye on the brand new car. And so you have a car that's worth $10,000, right? And you trade that bitch in and only get like $2 or $3,000 for it, even though it's worth $10,000. That's what the stupid Bears did. They didn't get shit for the car they traded in this case, Fields.
And then why
they were so enamored with the fucking new car and the Williams.
And then why
That's exactly what it was, bro. They were stupid.
Why would
they
the
didn't
other
get fair
31
value.
give up a lot? Why would the other 31 teams give up a lot for something that they know that they're going to cut?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They knew they were going to get rid of it. Just like, why is the car dealership going to pay you a bunch for a car they know you're getting rid of?
Yep.
That's why they get you on those trade-in deals.
Justin Fields is a gas guzzler.
Like,
I'm saying it.
Yeah, but it looks good on the road, right?
right?
long as it
It
rolls,
gets you
right?
from point A to point B, bro.
There's no efficiency.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, though, it's like you didn't give up anything for it. So it's like, even if it is a gas guzzle, if you only paid $2-3 grand for it, it's like, fuck
the
it.
gas prices these days, bro. He definitely got the carpet cheap. You're right. You're right.
He's better than Kenny Pickett, bro. I'll give him that. Kenny Pickett.
Go ahead.
Like,
I like where JD's going with this Arthur Smith player. Go ahead.
100%. The thing with Arthur Smith is, you know, even though that Atlanta was a shit show for the years that he was there, he does have Ryan Tannehill under his belt and what he did to resurrect Ryan Tannehill's career.
Yep.
You know,
and he even had big games with Desmond Ridder, and they came on the back of having a mobile SQB. And that's why they brought in both the Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, so they don't have to switch off their playbook, because they're still going to be able to have that option to get mobile with their QB. And Justin Fields is that guy, hands down. You know what I mean? Compared to Russell, at least. If we were going to go pure passer, yeah, Russ would be the guy. And if Mike Tomlin was trying to emulate what he used to do with Ben Roethlisberger with all the short game and be able to still stretch the field routinely, that would be Russell Wilson. But Justin Fields also has those qualities. It's just we haven't seen it on a consistent basis because he ran so fucking much. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Wow, twice, right?
that's what, yeah. Well, I think just once, but I mean, he was pacing for a wow. Like, yeah, Fields
winner until he got hurt 2 years ago.
Facts. Yeah, Fields can freaking start, man. That would be so much better for not just reality, but especially for fantasy. Because Russ for fantasy nowadays is ass. Where Fields for fantasy, like Fields is electric for fantasy. Man, it's one of them things where that changed the game. Because then it's like, if Fields, like if they name Fields a week 1 starter, that's going to shake up the QB rankings. Because then at that point, Fields enters the chat.
Go, wow.
Fields enters the chat as far as being a top, for sure a top, top 16, maybe even QB1 top 12. I'd probably put him. Let me pull up my rankings real quick here, y'all. I think I'd put him. Let's see, my top 12 I have right now: Tua, Goff, Jaden Daniels, Trevor. I think he'd be like it's similar to Jaden Daniels in that range. T-Law, Herbert, Caleb, Corky Kirk. He'd be very, he'd be in that little group. He'd be in that tier. Like I think
I'd still take all those guys before Fields if they said Fields was the starter. Also because I would be the one.
Arthur Smith's system's not fantasy friendly.
Yeah, I mean, and when you go back to the
Rodgers unlikely to play this preseason.
Ryan Tannehill was the QB1. He was a top 12 option that year, but it was also extremely efficient. And you know what I mean? Like, the efficiency comes off the back of the run game. When you
Tannehill's a damn receiver, not a quarterback. Fuck that.
He's a free agent, Tannehill. Tannehill's still a free agent. Like, is someone gonna pick up Tannehill?
I mean, I look at. With the way, if it starts going south for Russ, like if his injury lingers on, they're going to bring in Tanny because of the.
That's true. Yeah, Arthur Smith familiarity. It'd be Tanny and Fields. Yeah.
Otherwise, Tanny would have signed with like the Vikings or like.
Yeah, the Vikings might bring him in if Sam Darnold.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna. There's a lot of options. I think he's actually waiting on the Steelers, to be honest.
Yeah, he's waiting out something. Maybe the Patriots if the beef brisket meat slab ends up.
I mean, shit, even the Browns. We were talking about the Browns, like they might be.
Yeah, if infamous Winston
have him at the third.
Bad,
Not even get rid of Winston. I think that's.
Well, they got Tyler Huntley too, though. I don't think the Browns. The Browns
non-roster invite.
Someone's good, but they've got teams that could do it though. I mean, just looking at the landscape in the NFL, I mean, they got they got plenty of teams that could stand to benefit from having him in their QB
room, the Jets
bro.
Going to go in there with Jordan Davis as the backup. They could bring in
Tyrod Taylor's the backup.
Oh, they got Tyrod.
They got
They got Jordan Travis in the future.
Hey, Jordan Travis is gonna beat out
just
Ramrod.
looking at the
Travis is a
looking at the
goddamn
teams,
fucking.
trying to see who might shoot. Honestly, you know who could bring him in if Corky Kirk's not ready? The Falcons.
I mean,
No,
or just a better.
Kirk is ready as far as I am. As far as I know, there ain't no question.
Because all they have is Penix, and like Penix is just a rookie, so like they might.
Yeah, but he's the most. Penix is like one of the most.
Oh, the Heineke. Yeah, they still have the Heineke.
Ready quarterbacks to.
Yeah, that's true. He's a 6-year senior.
And then also, Heineke. Yeah, he's already.
I mean, hey,
he's already won games.
Honestly, you know who maybe would think about him? My Saints. Because Jay Kaner, man, prayers up to Jay Kaner. He's got skin cancer.
Kaner,
So it's looking like Jay Kaner is probably not going to be ready.
What do we do with that? Would we call that an injury? Like, what do they? What's the?
I don't know what they do with
the status.
NFI. I think they put him on the NFI. Yep. Yeah. So they put him on the NFI to where it'll be Rattler and Nathan Peterman.
Whenever, right?
Oh, they got the legendary Nathan.
Yeah, we got Pick Peterman, bro. He's slinging them picks, bro. Him and Derek Carr slinging interceptions. Woo! Taking a page out of the old Gunslinger's book. Brett Favre, rear it up.
He's a legend, bro. He's a record.
Woo! Gang of picks, bro. Yeah, we learned that last week when we were going over the all-time leaders and shit.
Shout out to Tino. Tino, the one that brought that up.
Yeah, the old gunslinger.
Hey, look at this. Who is the running back to have? I want to just throw a burning question out there.
Okay, let's talk about the skill group before we close out.
That's a decent one, yeah.
I'm going to say Najee still. I took Najee over Warren last night. Some people are getting on me, but I'm all right with Najee.
Hey, aren't they going in the same round too?
Yeah, I mean, Najee's the better one because Najee is the goal line back. You know, he's going to be the one to get all the greasy ones.
Yeah. And then when you compile the stats, Najee just looked a lot better because I know the length of the season is 17 weeks, right? But when you also look at the last 5 weeks, Najee was a dude. And he won a lot of leagues for people, and that doesn't go sight unseen. So I would actually go Najee over Jaylen Warren. Not that I don't like Jaylen Warren's prospects, but like Najee already came out and said, "No, if I'm on the field and I'm 100%,
not contract year for Najee.
Anywhere near the talent that Najee is. Najee is an actual talent."
Najee wants to get paid, bro.
And then also volume is key. 255 rushing attempts and 29 receptions. But we also seen Najee's receptions, have a higher finish before, so he does have the potential to be a PPR back as well as get the dominant amount of carries as well. 100%. And then with 8 to 4 TDs. Najee with the 8. Jaylen with only 4 TDs. Yeah. Anybody that wants to fight for Warren over Najee, I'm not knocking you. I also like that running back, but to me personally, like this is all. What's your show called? This is a plug for you. Opinion.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, in my humble opinion.
Najee Harris is the better running back.
Yes.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, Warren, he'll get more greasy PPR, but as far as just a pure running back, Najee Harris, bro. And he's gonna get the tugs. He probably get 10 tugs.
And Justin Fields, we all know Russ. He can get checked down, Charlie. But Justin Fields in his short time with Chicago was the same way. So, you know what I mean. And I think both. And when it comes to pass pro, Najee is the guy. So I think they're always gonna favor Najee in those situations. You know what I mean, unless he pisses off Tomlin, because we've seen that where he'll be like Najee's. He'll say something straight up. Tomlin's like that. He'd be like, Najee pissing me off right now. Jaylen Warren time. You know what I mean? But
Najee's in a contract year, bro. Najee's going to come correct this year.
Yes. He's ready to die for us.
Exactly. Yeah, and he always comes through for us in the fantasy playoffs, bro. Shout out to Najee. He's one of them. He's a winter back. He's a winter back, as JD likes to say.
Shout out to
winter back.
And he came from
Yeah, shout out
Alabama,
to the
right?
winter
Like
backs.
we're talking about like the most unwinter place in the world. It's crazy.
Hey, bro, it gets cold as a mug over there too, though. You remember? I'm talking about in Pittsburgh.
Oh, is it? Yeah, Alabama.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
no, but I mean, he's gotten used to
Alabama.
Pittsburgh, bro. He's a winter back, bro. He's
and Najee's from the Bay. Najee's
He's
from the Bay,
stamped.
bro. He's throwing a peacoat. He ain't tripping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Before we sign off, fellas, Steelers receiving core. Anything we like here other than Pickens and maybe Freiermuth? It seems like it's pretty thin, especially with the Roman Wilson
thoughts
news.
on Pickens, though. I want to hear y'all thoughts on Pickens.
Okay.
Love it. I fucking like the value that you get on Pickens right now is like there. Like you got to seize the opportunity to get as many Pickens as you can. I know it's not
Before it's
proven
Justin
or
Fields.
whatever.
Arthur
but
Smith, though.
I mean, but AJ
somebody's
Brown
got to do it.
Here's the thing. Remember, I had
They
to
got
go.
Yeah.
Deontay.
I was talking about efficiency before, though, right? When
Roman
it comes to
Wilson just got
Arthur
fucking
Smith
carted off the
and
field.
AJ Brown balled, but it was on the back of efficiency. Remember his rookie year, 50 catches, a thou wow, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for efficiency, and
Mm-hmm.
what's
Yeah,
kinda
Pickens is
great-
capable.
I will say Pickens is a highlight reel in the making. He makes contested catches, and he's never had an accurate QB in his career yet. You know what I mean?
And he's still
Freiermuth.
this season.
The organization.
Yeah, I kind of
loves
like Freiermuth.
right?
Yeah, I like
That's another
Freiermuth
value
late.
that you could get. Like,
Yes.
you might even get him as your tight end too.
Yes.
And then
That's a good point.
At the end of the season, you might be fucking plugging him in as a no doubter fucking
Pause.
starter. Yeah.
And then with
Yeah, facts.
Pickens
I
is-
like Freiermuth. High end, tight end too.
Hey, the thing with George Pickens is that Justin Fields, say if Justin Fields is the full-time starter at some point, Justin Fields did have DJ Moore fantasy relevant as well, even though he wasn't super efficient like that. But DJ Moore was definitely a fantasy relevant wide
Yeah,
receiver.
that's true. That's true.
Whoever he decides is his favorite target, that's
Yeah, he's
probably
gonna
the guy that you
pepper him.
want
Yeah, no,
roster.
Pickens. I think Pickens is a decent like 3, a flex play. I wouldn't want him as my WR2, but if you can get him in like the 6th, 7th round as a flex, I'm alright with that. I just hate Arthur Smith, bro. God, Arthur Smith sucks. But not for running back, just for receivers. Like Drake London last year was really frustrating.
Coordinators have to bow to the man on that.
But they're gonna allow Arthur Smith to call the plays, though.
He's the play caller, unfortunately.
As soon as things start to go south, Tomlin steps in.
Has
and
Tomlin
makes sure they
called?
win.
Has Tomlin called plays before?
He's came
He's
in there.
always had an offensive cool. You had,
Okay.
it was Canada, and then
Yeah, because he had a defensive. Tomlin's a defensive background, right? He could call defensive plays, but offensive plays probably not. Huh?
Exactly. He
trusts
trusts
Big
his
Ben
guy.
here, the coordinator, but he stuck around for a while too.
Yeah, and before Canada, it was Tom. Help me out here, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know. They went through a bunch of different ones.
They were long. It was the guy when they had the Killer Bees.
Yeah,
It was
Killer Bees guys. Yeah.
Bro.
Someone help me out here.
Yeah. I'm looking it up. I'll get it. I'll get it.
He ended up going to the Browns, and then that's when they drafted Nick Chubb, and I was all about.
Oh
Chubb.
yeah, though the one with Todd Haley. Bro.
Todd Haley, there you go.
Todd Haley, he was really good.
A bad
Yep.
motherfucker.
And they had Uncle Bruce.
bad motherfucker.
Uncle Bruce was their
And Uncle
OC
Bruce
for a little
Bruce,
bit.
That's right.
Uncle Bruce, then
So
Todd
Canada-
Haley. Yep.
So when they went to Canada, he was a product of Todd Haley. So
Yeah. Well, actually, they went to this guy Randy Fitchner
Oh, yeah,
after
Fitch-
Haley.
oh,
They got rid of him and then went to
that's
Canada,
right.
and
Fitch
now
was the
Arthur
QB
Smith.
coach. That's right. Okay, I
Yep.
had that fucked up. Yeah,
No,
but
you're
so
good.
they got rid of Canada as soon as Roethlisberger was gone, because Roethlisberger was actually the guy that vouched for Canada. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Yeah.
this
Well, they
is them-
kept Canada last year though, even without Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
But
but I'm just saying, though, he was
They
the guy that
fired
vouched
him,
for
though.
They
him.
fired him during the season.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
awful last year. Yeah, because Kenny Pickett, bro, what a train wreck, man. Kenny Pickett, that's one of the worst starting
Oh, there
quarterbacks
goes the
in the
shirt.
history of. Oh, there we go. We have the live reveal of the shirts.
Quick interruption. Hold on. I got
Yeah, no, this is dope right here. Check it out. Shout out to our
Yeah, this will be our last plug
that's
for
actually
Peacock.
Peacock. That's actually
What's up?
Peacock outside right now. He's just
Yes.
delivering it.
Uh,
Neonpeacockmerch.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to our sponsor. Make sure you don't show your address when you bust the box open too. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, that shit dangerous.
I'm live streaming, so yeah. I don't want my cats getting out either.
Oh, I don't think that's the shirts.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Oh well. Okay. All right, y'all. I think that's gonna do it for this one. Any closing thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah. As far as I'm just gonna plug a gang of shit. You know what I mean? Man, shout out to everybody. We are simulcasting to the Heart to Start, to the Guru Nation Pod. Are we doing on Neon Peacock too? Right? We're multi-streaming to all them things. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, just wherever you're viewing us, man, we appreciate y'all. And also check out my music, Bogart Scott Free, wherever you consume your music, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all of it. Give me money. Check out the new projects, OMW, Bruce Wayne. Check it all out, bro.
Yeah, it's banging, bro.
JD, let them know.
Come on, man. I ain't got too much more to say, big brother, and talked about it already.
You gotta tell them about all the Heart to Start joints, though, bro, because you got a lineup over there, man. And shout out to the weekend wrap up, man.
Weekend wrap up, man. We filmed one of them last week, uploaded it on Sunday. The fucking sound quality was fucked up, but it's okay though. You know, we just get
we just keep tracking.
You know, we just getting back into the studio, so hopefully, you know, I had to fire the producer. I am the producer, so we're gonna my stunt double 100%. Hopefully, he's ready to get back cracking in the studio. But other than that, we got the orange juice and the blunt for breakfast. We got
Saturday morning,
Wednesday morning. You know, Tuesday mornings, Friday mornings, 100%. Wake your game up. My humble opinion coming up 100%.
Yeah, Wednesdays.
Shout out to my man Iffy. We got Not Gonna Lie, another a new program.
Come on now.
I said program like I'm old. A new program coming to the GWN. You know what I'm saying? Look out for that this August.
100%.
Yeah. In my humble opinion, comes through mock draft Monday every Monday on my channel. So yeah, it's lit, fellas.
Sunday mornings, we gonna be up.
Oh yeah, Sunday mornings for the season, bro. To get your start sit advice, bro.
On Sundays, big bro.
Yeah, give us money, bro. Really give us money, bro. Give us money for that start sit.
Y'all get right for them champions.
We gonna try.
We're gonna give y'all a good game. That's for sure. Make sure we get those right start
with perspective, not just opinion.
Yeah, we're not gonna pull shit out our ass. We're gonna have it backed up with stats, bro.
That we are gonna go over one guy over the other. So
yeah, no biases.
If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Don't miss out. We're gonna give you good advice. That's what we do.
We're gonna help you win money. Yep.
We know kind of like how to evaluate situations. Drafting is important and
it's fun.
And this knowledge on the divisional like differences and who's got what that's gonna be key in your redraft. But like, let's be real, like the real money is won on Sunday. So come on now, subscribe. Get on this. We'll be ready to answer any type of question that you've got. Start and sit. That's what we're all about.
And look out for the future bogey show I just thought of right now. The bogey AMAs. The Ask Me Anythings. Those are gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. Yep, and those are the new jams. Peacock, I mentioned them earlier. The Cardinals jam, the Lions jam, and the Cowboys jam got them on there. So I kind of like
looking awfully short right there.
Yeah, wee little man.
He's doing a pull up. He's barely over the bar. He's like,
yeah,
I got wee little man. Right.
He's hella small in there, huh?
Yeah, wee little actually,
man. He's barely over the bar.
Yep. All right, y'all. I think that's gonna do it. We'll run Peacock's joint one more time and then sign off. Appreciate everyone that tuned in. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow for Playmakers. If not, then Friday for another Wake Your Game Up. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.